Casey, what's that first thing that we want to do? Well, actually, we don't want to rehook our reader first, but that's definitely a part of our conclusion. I believe that Ashley may have said this in her response. What's the very first thing that you want to do in the conclusion?
You want to start with a transition word, like in conclusion, or like, I don't know, the other one was like to sum up or something.
Ashley, you were so right with that idea. We definitely want to start with the conclusion. We want to begin with "it is clear that" or "in conclusion." So remember to start with one of those transitions. Then, what's our next step in our conclusion paragraph? After we have that transition, what do we want to do, Maddie?
Do you restate your thesis?
You do. You restate your thesis statement. Where are we going to find that thesis statement? Where should that be located? Caitlin?
The last sentence of your first paragraph.
Exactly, right at the end of your introduction. Okay. Then, what comes next in our conclusion? After we restate our thesis, what do we need to do next? Colin? Explain what?
Your thesis? Or like, no, it's kind of like a main summary. Sum up what you said in the
Yes, we're going to summarize our body paragraph. So you definitely want to think about the entrepreneurs that you wrote about and the characteristics which made them successful. And then, Casey, I'm going to come back to you. What do we want to do in the very final line of our introduction? That's where you rehook your reader. That's where you want to give your reader something to think about. So I'm going to pause the screencast for a second. All right, so one strategy for rehooking our reader is going to be to use that quote, especially since now we have many examples of quotes in our informational text. What is the next, or not the next, what's another strategy that we could possibly use to rehook our reader in that final line? What are some things that you've done earlier this year? What do you think? Go ahead, Tatiana. Maybe you could use a question, right? Maybe you could also use a full circle ending where you're rereading your hook and kind of writing something similar. And then today I'm going to give you a new strategy. I don't really know that this is a specific strategy, but something you could maybe try. It's right here where it says without. So without blank, what could happen? So without entrepreneurs like Garrett Morgan and Bill Gates, the world would be a very different place. And you could change that around. Or you could just say without entrepreneurs, many inventions would not exist. Something that's going to get them to think. Ashley, do you have another strategy?
Could you use like a main characteristic that they use? Like say they really use passion. Could you say without the passion from Garrett Morgan and I don't know, Bill Gates, we wouldn't have had whatever they made today.
Yeah, that would be great. So you could even just say something like without passion and creativity, Bill Gates and Garrett Morgan wouldn't be where they are today. And that would be a really nice way to end it. So a couple strategies for you. We are going to get to work on our conclusion now. This video is your reference, so if you need to rewatch it, feel free to do so. And good luck with your conclusion.